Hello. Hope you're good. So, I need to start having scripts of things I want to talk about. Because I never really have anything to discuss before I start recording. Then I just started having this plethora of words just come out of my mouth. They always come from my heart, and they're always what just comes out. But it's never planned, and it's never organized, and it's just, it is what it is. So, um, quick update about me. So bear with me 1 second. My legs are sticking to this chair. My amazing wife brought me this oversized, this oversized nightgown that I actually truly love. Today has been just a busy day. I'm leaving, I told you, my full-time job, switching to another full-time job, which I need to go online and make sure everything is in line for that job, because this change has been effortless. It's been effortless. It has been with no effort. And I just, does it mean because it's been with no effort that it's something that's supposed to be? I don't know. I know that it just isn't, it hasn't been difficult. Leaving this job has not been difficult. Canceling out my caseloads, telling my clients that has been hard. I've only built a relationship for about 2 months with these clients, but that's been hard. To go from seeing them every week or every couple days to not at all is going to be difficult. And I don't think it's going to be difficult for me, but difficult with the fact of making sure that I've given them every tool they need to have to hold themselves over until another case manager introduces himself to them. I do crisis intervention for individuals who are in need of emotional support and just tools and learning how to deal with everyday living. Things that we all take for granted, like writing checks, having coping skills, seeing your psychiatrist, getting medication, seeing a therapist, getting services, and some clients trying to finish out their GED, and just a plethora of different goals. Each client has different goals. And no, I have not cleaned that stand off. That's still my nemesis too. That stand is still my nemesis. I can see it back here. Maybe if I use my head to block it. Oh, that hurts my neck. Never mind. We're just gonna deal with it. We're gonna deal with that stand that's behind me, and it's a mess. My kitchen table is a mess too, because I have moved into my dining room to work. So I have my computer, my notebooks, and my other stuff, my mail, bins I need to empty out from here. I gotta take it all into my office. So the fact that I'm living so chaotic is, I think, is why I'm having trouble staying on one stream of conversation. So bear with me, because life is a little bit messy right now. So I'm not focusing very much. And my curtains are gapped open, which means anybody can look in and see me. There's a privacy fence in my backyard, but if somebody went in my backyard, my alarm system would, my cameras would get them. Never mind. So that's fine. Sorry. I have been on 5 different topics since I've been sitting here and starting this conversation. So back to the beginning part of the conversation is I'm switching from my full-time job. I'm leaving. It's mental health. I've been working with mental health this last 3-4 months. I'm leaving that to work somewhere else. And it's still going to be servicing others in the community. It's still going to be helping people. It's still going to be helping give people tools so they can live everyday lives and be successful and effective for themselves. It's still kind of in the same field without being in the same field. But this time it's going to be set hours, and I won't be driving all over the place. I'm going to be reporting to an office, going in, working 8.5 hours at that office, leaving that office and coming home, sleeping for a little bit, and then going to my part-time job. So, and I will be working just, I think 2 days a week in my part-time job, maybe 3, depends on what I can do. But Change is hard. Change is hard, and I'm not ready for it. And like I said, this process has not been difficult at all. It hasn't been wearisome. It hasn't been difficult. I haven't really had to fight for anything. Um, they actually held the position until I actually responded to them. They gave me a deadline. I didn't know the deadline was a little flexible because they extended the deadline when I responded to say, I'm so sorry I didn't get back with you, but yes, I'm interested in a position. They held another deadline for me responding to accept a position. I don't know, maybe it's meant to be. It may be meant to be. But I will have set hours. I have set hours now, but I'm all over the place right now. I'm going from the time I get up in the morning until I get off work at 4:35. I'm like in between two states. I'm like driving back and forth, driving back and forth, back and forth. I'm knocking on clients' doors. I'm coming into clients' homes, which makes me scared because COVID, and I just don't want to be around that. I want access to it. I don't want to be around it. Um, so I just this job will remove all that from me. So I'll be going to an office, working in an office space, and then going back home. So let's fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that I'm successful doing this. Fingers crossed that I have the energy to put into learning another job. I'm learning a completely different field. It's the same field, but it's a different, the other side of the field that I normally don't deal with. I advocate with the clients to get them to this part of the field to get services. So let's just pray. Let's just pray that I'm successful in this. And then hopefully I'll do better at managing my diet and being able to move and exercise and being able to do everything that I need to do for me. I'm still struggling medically. I'm still tired all the time. I'm still, I don't know, it's just still a lot going on. But I'm grateful. We've been in this house going on 7 months. The house is not fully put together. And it would be better put together if I would stop working out of every room in the house. If I would just work in my office, it'd be so much better. But I have destroyed my dining room. Matter of fact, when I get off of this recording, I'm going to put everything back in my office and kind of straighten it up a little bit, drink a little coffee, straighten up my office, and then work from my office this evening until my wife gets home. So I did wash dishes. My beautiful sister, my sister's amazing. So I was on the phone with her and I said, hey, at least I washed my dishes today. She goes, well, good for you, because I have a sink full and I didn't wash mine. I said, well, you got kids. She got adult kids in her household. They can wash her dishes for her. She said, well, you got a wife. I said, my wife can't wash dishes. My wife could wash dishes if she physically wanted to, but my wife works 72 hours a week. No. There's no reason for her to come home and wash dishes. There's no reason for her to come home and do anything besides taking a shower, eating, and getting some rest. That's the only thing she needs to do right now. I don't see the point of it. And I watched this one movie. It was crazy. This movie was about this woman. Everybody in her life felt like she was lacking because she wasn't with a man. And that she was refusing to serve a man. I just don't get it. She is an attorney, she's a lawyer, she has her own lifestyle. Basically, she pays for sex, even though they're her fitness trainer or there's something else to her. They are employed underneath her, and she's giving them money, and they are having sex with her. So, in my mind, she's paying for sex. And everybody's like, well, she should submit to a man so that a man can connect with her. But every man that's in her life, whether the fitness trainer that she's paying for sex from, he has a full-time girlfriend. He's just doing her for money. Yes, she's talking down to him, but with all due respect, what does it say about his character that he allows it to? and he comes around for the money. Yes, you shouldn't talk to another human being like that. I agree, but and no man is another woman's child. I agree, but how do you respect somebody who don't respect themselves? Which you should automatically respect people. Don't get me wrong. So yes, I agree she's wrong for talking to people in a nasty way and talking down to them and chastising them and talking to them like they're children. I agree that's wrong. She shouldn't do it to other females. She shouldn't do it to males. She shouldn't do it to anyone in general. But what does that say about the man that endures it, that allows it, because he gets a check from it and he gets money from it? What does that say about his character? And then when he's with his girlfriend, he sees her in public, refers her to as nobody. Because technically, in his mind, she is nobody. She's just a check. She's just something that's paying a bill or giving him money that's going to disappear. That's going to disappear and go away within a couple of weeks. He's spending money on his girlfriend. He's not investing in a business. He's not using money to uplift himself. He's not, expanding his brand, expanding his business. He's not investing in himself. He's not doing anything but taking the little coin, little change, little check he gets from her and go running out and playing and spending on his little girlfriend so she can get a pair of shoes or get this or get that. I mean, come on now. Doing this, that's acting childish. That's living for instant gratification. And that's living for frivolous, unsubstantial instant gratification. So yes, I agree she shouldn't talk to him like that. But with all due respect, what is he acting like? That's all I gotta say. Then the other guy, turns out he's married with a spouse in another country. And he wants her to submit to him. He wants her to cater to him as if he's the man providing for her. And he's not. He's also on her payroll, doing work for her on her payroll, accepting a check from her, living in her house for free, and she basically supporting him. I'm sorry. I get that some men, not all men, some men would like women to submit to them, but with all due respect, then uphold your end of the bargain, and be the man, and be the leader, and be the provider, be the protector, be all those things that a woman will be happy to submit to. My wife is not a man; she's a woman, and I play around a lot with her. I joke and I play, but the number one reality of our marriage is I do value her. I do. And I appreciate all her hard work that she does for our family. And I appreciate her time and her, I would say, protection and catering and taking care of us and our household and me. I appreciate all those things that she does, all that stuff. And she does it of free will. She does it because she takes her marriage vow serious. She's like, I take my marriage vow serious. So no, when my wife comes home after working a 16-hour shift, I'm not going to ask her to wash dishes. No. The kitchen is going to be done before she walks through the door. No, I'm not going to ask her to do the things that if I did an 8 or 10 hour day, I can get done myself. I just got to break it up in sections. No, I'm not going to ask that of her. Now, have I given her that in the past? Yes. I've worked 2 full days straight, no time off, came home, cooked and cleaned, and took her out to feed her. And I've done those things because that's how I show my love to her, is by showing investment in her. Regardless of how tired I am, I invest time in her and us. But will I require that of her? No. No. Because she shows her love a different way. She's just giving to be giving. I don't ask for anything. All of a sudden it pops up, poof, it's here. Whatever I think that I don't even know what I want. I just pop up, open my eyes, and it's present in our home. I don't know where it come from. Like, I'll put the load of laundry in the washer, and then, like I told my mom, when my mom was in the in the care facility when she was getting rehab from COVID, and she was coming back from COVID, getting her strength back, and she was getting rehab services. I told her, my mom, I said, I put her clothes in the washer. I had done a double shift. I was exhausted, so that night I when I came home from work, I put her clothes in the washer. The next morning when I woke up, her clothes were all folded neatly in her care bag, and I'm like, poof! I did it in my sleep or something. But no, my wife did it. I didn't ask her to do it. She just got up that morning before she went to work at a six. She got up at 4:30 in the morning, and before she walked out the house, she took my mother's clothes, put them in a dryer. She dried them. She folded them up. She put them in a bag. So the next day, all I had to do was carry the bag to my mother and give it to her at the nursing home because I was doing my mom's laundry. I didn't want anybody doing her laundry because I didn't want any of her clothes getting misplaced and being lost. Because she was only going to be there from 2 to 3 weeks doing rehab services, doing PT and OT. So there's no excuse to lose her property. So I wanted to, and also I didn't want her clothes mixed with anybody else's clothes. I wanted to sanitize them and wash them at home and then bring them back to her. So I just, no, I'm not going to ask my wife to do dishes. I'm not going to ask her to do anything. Because if she does it because she wants to, not because she has to. And she does it because it's her choice. So the question is, do I submit to my wife? I think I do. I think she submits to me too. I think that, like every marriage, whether it's a heterosexual relationship or is our relationship being married to my wife or whatever kind of relationship, if there's a mutual understanding and mutual respect in that relationship and everybody carries their weight, and it's never going to be equal. There's going to be times when one person's going to carry more weight than the other person. That's just how it is. It's going to be sometimes when somebody is going to be more financially responsible than the other person. That's okay because we're supposed to be matched unequally. That way, that person's strength can take over the other person's weaknesses. So, with that said, I have to think about it. Do I submit to my wife? Yes, I do. I try my hardest to meet her needs, and it's also meet her needs in how I represent myself. How I look, how I dressed, what kind of cologne I put on after I take a shower, the soap that I use. It's just simple, even stuff down to how I maintain myself. I make sure I do it where it's pleasing. My nose is really itching. I'm sorry. Where it's pleasing to her. She does the same thing too. She puts on the colognes that I like to smell. Did I ask her for those colognes? No, but I've said it long enough. I've said it enough time. Oh my God, that smells so good on you. Oh my God, that looks so good on you. Oh, that shirt looks nice on you. Those pants look nice on you. And then she kind of adjusted how she dressed herself and how cologne she wearing. Well, it was cologne she's always wearing, but bottom line, she adjusted to please me, and I adjusted to please her because I want to please her. She loves when I get my hair in braids. She loves when there's one cologne that I wear. She's bought me like bottles of it. I got them all over the house. And that's the cologne she wants me in. And then plus also there's a cologne that I love too, which is J-Lo Glow. I love J-Lo's Glow. And she will buy me a bottle of that too, but she only buy me like one of that. So I have to use it sparingly. And I'll mix and match, and I'll come in and out with it sometimes. But do I cook for her? Sometimes. Do I clean for her? Sometimes. Does she cook for me? Sometimes. Does she clean for me? Yes. Does she choose me when she's tired? Sometimes. Yeah, she does. And sometimes she can't because she's just too tired. And sometimes I kind of, what is the word? Not restrict, but I kind of pull back and put her first. Like, if I need attention, that I have to go on the back burner if I know she's super, super exhausted, beyond exhausted. Like, she can't wake up. She's so tired. Yeah, I do. Am I perfect with it? No. Do I make mistakes? Yes. Am I still learning? Yes. Because we've only been married for 4 years, been together for 5 years. So we're still learning each other. There's still so much growth. And there's still so much growth with me And most of my issues is arrogance. I got to get my arrogance down. Because I'm noticing my wife picking up some of my behaviors and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. I don't like it. There's the whole adage, I can show you, but I can tell you, I don't like it. Even if it's small and minor, I don't like it. So I adjust it very quickly because I don't want to see it. So I got to stop being a brat so much. But I don't know. So I don't know. That was just that movie was something else. All the gentlemen wanted her to submit to them, but none of those gentlemen were actually doing a role that they deemed the counter role that they deemed she should have been doing. They weren't doing the counter role that they were supposed to do, but yet they wanted that for free. They wanted that for nothing. They wanted her finances, her resources, her time, her energy. They wanted her to devote to them, but they weren't devoted to her. The man wanted her to submit to him even though he was married to another woman in another country. I don't care about other countries, beliefs that you can have multiple wives. That's still not choosing that one person. That one person doesn't feel special. That one person doesn't feel like you're there for them and they're there for you. All his finances that he's getting from you, he's giving to his wife over there. Period. Because they got kids. Period. Without any period. That money's going over there. Their finances, resources are going over there. He's living for himself, but yet he wants her to submit to him. That's not marriage. And that's not a relationship. If I ever... Y'all don't know that my wife was the first female relationship I've ever been in. And you also know that I've always dated men before her. So... we've never had that conversation about roles. We just kind of we didn't have it. We had conversations about boundaries and what we needed to be happy with each other and each other's lives and what we're capable of doing and what we are not capable of doing. We had those conversations. But if I was in a heterosexual relationship, I don't think that I could just say, I tried once. I did try. I was dating one of my exes and I did try, but I just couldn't do it because over time, I lost respect for him. I couldn't do it. He was making ridiculous, horrible decisions, but still wanted me to treat him like he was a male in the relationship and treat him like he was my husband when he wasn't my husband and wanted me to devote everything to him when he was doing nothing to build for us. But he was taking more than he was giving. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. I just couldn't. I think the key is finding the right person. Find your match, the one that God deems for you, the one that God says, yes, this one is going to walk with you in my word, walk with you in my vision for you. This one is going to be a good leader for you, a good provider for you, a good nurturer for you. And then I think that women would not have an issue submitting to that. I really don't. I know I wouldn't, and I don't, because I submit to my wife. Because my wife does those things. Everything, we try to lead with God first in our marriage. We pray together. I pray for her. She prays for me. We pray together. I know. So this has gone into 24 minutes, so I think I'm going to wrap up this video. I don't know what the right answer to that is, but I know that whole scenario had me thinking strange today. Well, actually, it was yesterday that I watched it. Had me thinking a little bit strange. So, I really don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this new job. I don't know what's going to happen with me maintaining this household, but I'll have 5 days off. Actually, 4 days off next week to get this household cleaned up and get everything put in order and to do grocery shopping and start making my meals so I can start eating at home and stop eating out. I waste so much money eating out. So hopefully I get a good baseline before I start this new job. Hopefully I'll be successful there. Because if I can get my home life under control, then I can get my personal life under control. And I hopefully I can get everything done before Mandy comes home in those 4 days. I want to get the closet completely cleared out and cleaned out, and I want to get the dining room cleared out and cleaned out. Get all my work stuff out of the dining room, get everything where it needs to be, which I'm gonna work on actually right now. So have a beautiful day and wish everybody joy and happiness.